you're a user of Notion, you might have just received an email about Notion's history and their future. It's an email that was sent to 100 million people, every user of Notion, celebrating this milestone of them getting 100 million users. I think it's one of the best emails I've seen from a business of that size in a long, long time. And I thought we'd try something new today, test it out. We're gonna break down that email and have a look at what makes it so good. You'll have to forgive me. I have a young dog who might be barking in the background throughout some of this, but stick with me. Hopefully it'll be worth it, and I'll see you on the other side. This email from Notion is just so much better than the average corporate email you get. We all get loads of emails from the tools we use every day, and so many of them are just nonsense and don't need to exist. You could look at this Notion email and say, does it need to be there? Does it need to have been sent? But overall, and I think when we get to the end of this, you'll see why, I think this is a fantastic email, and it's been sent to 100 million people, which is pretty phenomenal. So the stakes are high when sending an email like this, but I just want to tear down and dig in to why I think this email is good. For a start, it's talking to you. Thank you, 100 million of you. It's sent to 100 million people, but it feels like it was also written just for me, which is a really nice thing. First up as well, we've got the Notion logo, which is obviously really recognizable by this point, especially as a user. And you've got Notion, Ivan from Notion up at the top. So there's not really any doubt about who this is from. For some businesses, maybe it'd be better to like literally have the name there, but we'll let Notion off for that one. I think it's quite a well-known brand at this point. We've then got some great personalization. Well, literally just my name, but they got it right. They didn't leave a variable in there. They didn't say it's my whole name and feel unnatural. They got my first name. Nice. And then it's actually just got a really quick intro paragraph about what this email is about, which is great. The thing that caught me off guard was like, I did a little scroll and I was like, oh my goodness, this is a long email. Oh my goodness. But as soon as I did that, I saw, wait, this isn't just some email full of like branded marketing stuff. It's got just personal images. How rare is it that you see a business that is got 100 million users, that's taken tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions in funding, to share pictures like this in an email? It feels so relatable. And I think overall, this email builds such a connection with the Notion brand and team that it does a better job than any traditional marketing email would do. You know what also is great? It doesn't have any really fancy styling, very much in the style of Notion itself. It's just an elegant, simple, easy to read email. There's nothing terribly fancy about this. It's just images, full width. There's no columns, there's no styled banners. It's just text and images. Images with captions as well, which is great, both for easy scannability, also for accessibility. If those images don't load, you've still got an idea of what that content is. And it builds from being a very personal, relatable thing to also talking about their future, which is a very difficult way to navigate, I think, but they've done a tremendous job of bridging that. It makes you feel connected to Notion. It shows you their future. And at the end, also, despite all of that, it's very personal, signed off by Ivan, one of the founders. You can still unsubscribe, which is critical. You can view the email in your browser as well. You can still do that and keep it personal. And to use the classic trick of PS, which we all know PS often is the only thing we read in the email. PS taking you off to their conference coming up, which is quite a nice way to do a call to action without looking too salesy and pushy. Overall though, I think this email is just a brilliant way of building trust with their users, showing that they're human, even at the scale they're at. And I think there's a lot to learn here for anyone in a marketing role that says they have to have a really fancy designed template being more personal, being more honest, being more transparent, I think goes a long, long way. I'd love to know what you think of this email. If you've seen it, if you've received it, if you've seen it here for the first time, do you think it's dull? Do you think it's exciting? Do you think it's perfect? Do you think it's awful? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And also, if you'd like us to do another one of these, do say, and we'll do another one in the future for another company, another brand, another email. See you soon.